Imagine what would happen.
You know what? I don't even want stream elements. You guys, bot commands? I'm cracked. I'm not a bot. I'm good at video games, man. Honestly, I'm just gonna mess with it off stream. Welcome, everybody. What's this music? I don't know. I downloaded a whole bunch of lo-fi music that wouldn't get me in trouble. Oh. What, the music's still playing? Hello, hello, hello. Bro, I tried. I set it up. I messed with it one time. Okay, obviously I set it up before I started streaming. I noticed that it wasn't working and I wanted to add some more stuff. So that's what I did. I messed with it like 2 streams ago. And then now that it's still not working. I don't know, man. I'm gonna have to mess around with it a lot off stream. It's whatever, I guess. It's not like I want bot commands or anything. What's going on, everybody? How are we doing today? I have one Valorant clip that I could edit because it's a funny moment, right? But I'm not sure. I don't know if I want to do that because it's a lot of subtitling. It's tedious, right? I like doing the fun stuff, making effects, things like that, you know? So, we'll see. We'll see. Apparently I've clipped 3 Apex things. I don't know what they are, though. I don't think I'm talking. That's just my keyboard making noises. Clark, what's going on, buddy? Oh, what is this playback?
Give me a second.
Hello? Hello? Yeah, I think I generated a proxy media by accident. Either way, I'm gonna turn this down. We'll see if that doesn't help it. Sunrise, what's going on, homie? Name change? Yeah. It's because, if you guys are wondering, I was in the middle of writing a professional email as the fart doctor, and then it came time to sign it, and I could not stop laughing over the fact that I wrote like this really nice email and then signed it fart doctor. So I wanted something less vulgar, not vulgar. I don't think this is vulgar at all. Nothing with farts. Just imagine you wake up in the morning, you check your emails, and then it's from fart doctor. Skull Trooper Rage, bro. Keep the cool work. Thanks, man. Finally, an Apex montage. Yes, Crick. Yes. Just sign it, FD. Yeah, but the thing is that I had to link my socials too, so I didn't want that to come into question either. Like, why is that? What's going on with that? You know? Equinox, what's up, man? I'm doing great. How was everybody's holiday? If you celebrate Christmas, how was that? Get anything good? You eat some good food? At the very least. Also do logo change? No, I'm not gonna do a logo change. I made this profile picture myself. I like it.
Don't kill the last one.
I think, okay. You know what? Hold on. I'm just going to organize this real quick. I'm just gonna put this. I want to rename you. Funny Flip. Funny Flip. Okay. I'm gonna put this one there. There we go. Got that money. Nice, Crasher. Help me out to do that transition. What transition, Raven? Finally got a green screen for VFX. Ooh, sunrise. That's what's up, man. I have a dinky little green screen that it's not taller than me, so I have to like get angles right, and then like I can't like have my arms open or anything, so I have to get a new one. But I'm glad you got one. It makes doing VFX things so much easier. Pretty fun to have some hot chocolate after a long time. Nice. Can I ask, how do you edit videos that transition too fast to each other, like 10.9 second video transitions? Wait, Crasher, are you talking about like if you have a clip that is 0.9 seconds. So I mean, we have a 1 second clip. I know that this is a hold on. I'm just give me a second. I know the issue that you're running into. It's because you actually don't have any more frames, right? So this timeline that I've created, oh, let me duplicate this real quick. This timeline that I've created, the clips are in 30 FPS, right? So if I move 30 frames over, we can double check that right there. You can see we're at 29 frames in, or 28, 29, 30. Okay, we got a 1 second clip, right? And you're trying to create a transition in between these two. If your video isn't longer than 1 second, you won't be able to put a transition in between. What I mean by that is these transitions, like if I grab a cross dissolve, it is doing a cross dissolve between, what is this, 16 frames. If the video were to have stopped right here, then it has no more frames to use. Does that, I hope I explained that correctly, though it made sense. Just to put it in practice, I'm gonna render this in place real quick, so that it's exactly 30 frames. There's no frames after, like what we did in the cut, and now I can't put this cross dissolve in between these two clips. I can only put it on one side. So you have two options. You either make, like if you did a render in place, unrender it, or a little workaround is to retime controls and then just do a freeze frame on this last frame. Well, actually, I think you can do a freeze frame up here. Speed controls, freeze. Oh. Either way. We got to move one frame back. That was the problem. There we go. So we got, oh, no, you can't do it like that. Anyways, freeze frame. So now we've extended the clip, right? And we just bring it back over here, and we can now put that cross dissolve. It's just not going to look correct because you have one frame that's lasting super long. Like, look at the difference right here. You can, like, it's just stuck on a still image, opposed to this real quick. Turn this off, still image, and then we have a moving image. So it's a little cheeky. Thanks for the Sasuke Eye video. It's helping me make your new one. Nice. Can't wait to see that. Into Chainsaw Man using VFX? What? I'm gonna be honest. I've only watched like one episode. I might have not even finished the first episode. I think I might have gotten, like, I had to get up and do something. I'm not sure. Diz, don't want to mess up the workflow, but if you got time, can you give me some opinions on the edit I posted in chat and Discord? Diz, I'm not doing montage reviews right now. I'm going to have a specific stream for that. So you're part of the Discord. If you guys aren't a part of the Discord, make sure you're a part of that. And then I'll put out a message for all the montages, and then we'll do one big montage review stream. Check Discord. Raven. Okay. The last one. Raven. Oh. Okay. I explained that to you in Discord, I thought, but it's kind of a pain. I'm not gonna lie. I'll show you in just a second. I want to make sure I catch up. Think I might have to learn Blender to get Chainsaw Man arms. Yeah, probably. You might be able to do it in Davinci, but honestly, like, if you can use a dedicated 3D software, do it. Love Blender. I really want to learn Blender more. Like, I'm trying to learn it, but I'm just so far behind on how I want to learn it. You know, like when I learned Davinci Resolve and how to edit, I did one video a day, that sort of thing, every day, just did a little bit of work. And I made the donut and then that was it. Oh, no, I made the donut. I made a Itachi video and then that was it. Like, gonna hit the set. Good night. Equinox, thanks for stopping by, man. Always a pleasure. Sunrise, if you don't know about the Blender donut, you could literally just type in Blender donut or Blender Guru. Okay, Raven, I'll show you how I made it. Oh, you know what? Let's we're gonna make 5 clips here, okay? Because actually, let me pull it up. This is what we're going to make. Yes. Okay. This is what we are about to make. Raven asked how to do this in Discord, and it's this last effect where we have all these kills swipe in. I'm sure you can make a template for it, or like get a plugin or something. That's not what I did. So this is what you gotta start off with. You layer all of your videos in the edit page, right? Then you're gonna highlight them. Wait, move these over. Okay, yeah, you're gonna layer them. Doesn't really matter the order because we can adjust that later on. But highlight, right click, fusion click, okay? From here, what we got to do is kind of a bit of organization. All right, we got that. And next, what we need to do is change the colors of each clip. There's a bunch of different ways that we could do it. Easiest way is to just drop in a background node and then make the background node whatever color you want. So we'll make this one red, but then change the or go in the merge, change the apply mode to like screen or multiply, something like that. Or you know what you could do is drop in a color corrector node and then just do that. So for each one of these, I am going to change the color of them. That's the second step. Okay, we got blue, and then we got green, and this one we will make purple. Okay. So the next thing we have to do is some masking. We're just gonna start with the last video and work our way backwards. So I'm gonna drop in a rectangle node like this, and you can see we have the blue because right here, this is the, oh, let me bring that in the second view window. Remember media into, actually, let me label all these so it's a little bit easier. We don't have to just remember. And if someone comes into the stream, they know what's going on. Did I not? Oh, this one's green. And this one, what color was this? Purple? Okay. Oh, I also had that white background. So I was actually wrong. We're gonna do this. But that white border, I dropped in a background node, I think, and just made it white. So our canvas starts off as just a white canvas. And that way, when we start to roto things, it's all going to make sense. So I'm turning off all these other merges. So we're just left with the red video. We're going to we're going to make the width and the height of that rectangle, take up the full screen, add a keyframe, and then we're going to I think add a no. We should be good with this.
So you get that kill, and then whenever you want that next video to come in, let's say right here, we add a keyframe, then we move over, and now we want it right here. Okay. Add another keyframe, and we're going to make this, I think it's this is 1, it should be 0.5 then. Might be actually 0.45 because there's the gap. And for the blue video, we got to do same thing. We could just bring in another rectangle node, height, max that out, but make it 0.45 so it matches this one. And turn this merge back on, but we don't see anything, and that's because we need to have these slide in, right? So with the red video, we're going to that first keyframe, and we're going to move everything up, drop in a transform node, and we're going to add a center keyframe. Go back to where the rectangle gets smaller, and we're going to change our center to 0.25 because we want it to move over to the left. And then we got to do something similar with the blue video. So we add in a transform node, but this time what we're going to do is bring our video all the way off. Okay, so now we're off the canvas. We're going to add a keyframe there. Go to where this video moved over, and we're going to put it on the wrong side. We got to put it off to the right like this, and then we can have it go back onto the center. So we would just set this back to 0.5. Oh nope, I'm sorry, not 0.5, 0.75. So hold on. If we play this back, you can see the red video gets smaller and moves to the left, and then the blue video slides in from the right. I think it's a bit wide, so maybe what we could do is copy this, copy, paste. So that gap right here between the two videos, it gets a little bit, it's a little bit smaller off the get-go, and then it gets a little bit bigger. This gap is too big for me. You could mess around with the widths and whatnot, but you would just go through and do the same thing for each video. So you figure out where you want the video to start the transition. You add keyframes in the center, and then you move, and the width, add keyframes, and you move over to wherever you want that next video to come in. Move this one to the center, so that should be 0.5. This one needs to go a little bit over, then we make the rectangle a little bit smaller, and we make this rectangle a little bit smaller, and then we got to do the same thing over here. We can just copy this one because it has all the keyframes that we want, and we add in a transform. It's just a very tedious transition to make because there's a lot of keyframes going on, and because everything's sliding to the left, we're gonna add a keyframe here. Boom. Bring this one over. That. That's not right, but you get the idea. And I mean not right as far as like spacing goes, but yeah. I hope that helped. Okay, got it. Thank you. You can continue your work. Really, thank you. Anytime, man. By the way, if you guys ever have a question while watching stream, I am more than happy to answer, or at least try to answer. Let me just catch up on chat real quick. Wow, I'm like really behind here. Donut. Once downloaded DaVinci Resolve from the official website, and it came up with malware, corrupted all my important files off my dad. Then that was not the official website. making a montage based on your tutorials. Sheesh. I didn't use it for montage. I want to make VFX videos. Sunrise, I want to make VFX videos too. Like Jalix Ross, dude, that guy's my idol. Do I play Overwatch? No, I've tried it. I don't really like that style of FPS game. The software I used was Davinci. Nice. But you love After Effects and Premiere. There's nothing wrong with that. Has to be a better way. Trigger warning. If I'm telling you, man, nodes are way better than layers. It's easy to get used to, and you'll like it so much better than layers. Why does Adobe have like 100 different apps? That's what I'm saying. What does render in place do? So let's say we added a bunch of effects, like we have this blur, right? I'm gonna make this bigger. So we got a blur, and then we got, you know, some brightness stuff going on here, and we got we put in some weird paint node, and yeah, like we got a lot of effects going on. What's gonna end up happening is our computer is not going to like us. There's just going to be so much stuff going on. Playback's going to be really slow. The only way you might get it to playback smoothly is to lower the quality by, you know, timeline resolution, proxy resolution, make it half. But let's just say, like, you like the effects that you made and you want to keep moving on, right? You could just render it in place, and that way your computer is going to run smoother because it's baked all that information in. And I guess hypothetically what you could do is go to the deliver tab and render it that way. Render just that single clip, but rendering it in place will just render that one single clip, or multiple clips if you highlight them. But it's just a way to kind of speed up the playback. Also, let me change my playback to full. I didn't realize it was on half. Oh, is the music too loud? Oh, there we go. Still trying to catch up on chat here. Budget Photoshop. GIMP. Yeah. Adobe Illustrator, Inkscape. Why not just use GIMP? Inkscape too. Whoa. Use your dad's account. Jalix is a god. If you guys don't know who we're talking about, look him up real quick. His videos are insane, and he's really entertaining. How do you animate text behind a character? The first thing you have to do is roto the character. I don't know if I have something. I mean, I have to have something in this. There's no way that I just don't have a character. Playback. Whoa! I know why that happened. Delete empty tracks. There we go. Hold up. Let me turn my playback. Oh, looks like I just murked someone. Okay. That's going to be a pain in the ass to roto because there's all that blood splatter. Why is there just not like a dude? You know, I probably have one in. Okay. Okay. You're gonna hear me yelling here, but let's duplicate this. Whoa, we just want the video, not the audio too. All right. Make this a little bit easier. What we're going to do is retime. I'm gonna trim this down, bring it out, render this in place real quick. Give me a second. Why did I change my name? I was writing a professional email and then I went to sign it as Fart Doctor. And I couldn't stop laughing, man. Okay. So we got a roto. The first thing we have to do, if we want to animate text behind a character, okay? The very first thing that we have to do is roto this character, okay? What I'm going to do is copy this, paste. This is going to act as our roto, and there's a million different ways to do it. I have a video for the free version of Davinci Resolve. Use a website called Runway ML. I believe the video is titled 4 Ways to Rotoscope Things Inside of Davinci. What I'm going to use is a tool only in the studio version. It's called Magic Mask. The only reason why I'm doing this is to speed up the workflow here a little bit. Okay. There we go. Okay, Magic Mask. We need to cut her out. So I'm just going to draw a little line here. It's going to do its thing. Hopefully we'll get like a pretty good roto out of it. I don't see why not. Pretty high contrast. There we go. We got it. Donnie Adams. Thanks for the sub, man. So we're just going to track forward. This isn't going to be a super clean roto. Doing its thing. I'm only going to track that many frames, okay? So we have her rotoed out. We're going to plug in to our media in one. So we have this merge. And nothing's going to change. That's fine. Whoop, wait a minute. Okay. So this is our roto. I'm just going to rename it as roto. We want to animate text behind her. That's pretty easy. We just take a text node. And we're going to type in text. So you can see. And because of the way we have this aligned, this merge 2 is behind merge 1. And remember, nodes are like reading. So it goes left to right. So we have text and then we have the roto on top. And now we have text here. You could track in the text if you want. I don't know if that's what you want to do. You know, maybe track it into the wall with like a planar tracker. We could use that. Oop. We wanted to just do that real quick because it's gonna look a little funny with it just chilling up in the air like that. Okay, only gonna do a little bit. Corner pin, I don't really recommend corner pin for it. You can use it, but you don't have to. So let's make this all nice and straight on the wall. It'll look something like this, and we'll make the text a lot bigger. And if you wanted to animate it, we could do something simple like having the text get wider, right? So we're going to add a keyframe here. Oh, not size, for tracking. Tracking, add a keyframe, and then we're going to have it get smaller. Probably should put it behind her, so there we go. See, this is why I don't recommend the corner pin, because I don't know if you caught that, but if I move the text, it gets cut off, right? And that's because the corner pin is cut off right here. I mean, one thing you could do to fix that is to make it wider, but really what I would do is use I'll show you in a second. But now we have some animated text behind her. Right, it moves. You didn't even have it change names, right? Like we could fade. So it's just adding keyframes, layering those keyframes. The biggest thing though is if you want to put it behind a character, you have to roto that character. Hold on. Let me catch up here. Well, I think the name change was a good idea. Thanks for videos. Thanks, Yellow Turtle. What I think is better, Intel or Ryzen? I think both are good. I know you're not gonna like that answer, but they have their pros and cons. Guys, there's a certain point where like products or things just reach like a skill level where it just becomes pros, and cons. Affecting your runway. 8 pixel. I just went over that, but I'll show you like a really quick way. In a quick way. That split screen effect. So basically, drop in a color node on top of whatever your video is, right? We gotta have multiple videos. Actually, the first thing you have to do is make a fusion composition. But then you got your video, copy, paste. So we'll name this one green. Name this one red. Red. Fat fingered it. Red. We got red. We got green. Perfect. Then you just have to create a mask for it. So just for simplicity, I'm going to make some rectangle masks. And I'm going to change the size of them. This one, could leave it the same. The biggest thing is positioning, right? So in order to change the position, we're gonna drop in a transform node. We can just use that transform to bring it over here. You can see right side of my screen. It's moving around. We'll put it over here, and then this one, bring it over here, like so. Maybe, oh, you know what? There we go. So that's how you make those split screen videos where you have multiple videos. Known for nothing. Finally able to catch the stream. Hello. Overkill for most. Threadripper, yeah. Show me good render settings for TikTok. Shrek, my render settings are default. I don't mess with the render settings at all. I've talked about this before on stream, but the best thing to do as far as having higher quality videos is to start with a higher quality video. I don't know what you use to record with, but I use OBS. I record in a lossless quality. The reason why I say this is because no render settings are going to fix bad video. Like this, I accidentally rendered it in 720p. The playback resolution is cut in half. Oh, never mind. So there's no way to gain back quality to your video. Once you lose that, then it's over with. So like, that's debanned. JPEG damage. A lot of stream videos look something like this, where you have like artifacting in the colors. They're like pixelated like this. They'll shift like that. There's like nothing you could do about that. There are some things like what I just brought up, deband. Deband will kind of fix that, but it almost like blurs the image, because if we compare this to the original, the quality just isn't there. Oh, I don't know if maybe YouTube is going to be able to show this, but like what I see is a brick right here, and we don't get that over here. So like I said, there are some things that you can fix, but not really. Like there's really just not much that you can do outside of that. We're really just hiding it. So that's what deband does. The other thing that you could do is add motion blur, optical flow, vector motion blur. I've said this before, but motion blur is your friend when it comes to creating effects, because it will hide any mistakes. So if we have a lower quality video where we have that JPEG damage look, the banding, that kind of goes away almost. I mean, like, it's still there. We can bump up the motion blur even more though, and it starts to go away. Compare that to what this looks like. So, you know, it's just a really cheesy way to make higher quality videos. Do I have any recommendations on TikTok subtitles and editing format to do in Davinci? I currently have the free, but I want to learn before committing. I mean, it kind of depends on how much subtitling you're doing and what sort of subtitles you're looking for. By the way, guys, I'm behind on chat, trying to answer everyone's questions. I see you guys talking. I'm trying to make my way down. Like, the simplest way, and like if you're just starting out editing, simplest way I can think of to recommend is you go to titles, text plus. You're going to drop that into video track number 2, and you'll see we have some subtitles here. I'm going to mute this because I'm yelling in this video. But so now we have some text, and what we can do is, like, you know, we'll have talking, and we can add all sorts of effects to this. Like if we go into Fusion now for this, let's say we want a custom animation where this like pops in, right? We can add some keyframes here. Bring this back up, and then we add another keyframe here, and this one will, you know, maybe bring it up a little bit. Go into spline, adjust the graph on it. So now it bounces, it gets a little bit bigger, and then it comes back to its normal size. Oh, probably shouldn't do it when we get flashbanged, but see, we have talking. And now what I can do is I still have that text node, or that transform node, and I can just layer this and change the text. So we can have talking 2, talking 3. Oh, let's put 3, talking 4. So it's talking 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. That's how I would start out. But again, it kind of depends on how much subtitling you're doing, because like if it's a lot of talking, you're not going to want to do that. You could use some sort of AI software where you would export this audio, then the software is able to translate that, right? It knows exactly what you're saying. Maybe you got to fix things here and there, and then you can import it back. There's a video on it. I remember watching it. Can't remember how to do it though. So I'm sorry, I don't know how to use the AI version. I just record using NVIDIA Recorder. I mean, it's not bad. I have 4K videos, and when I edit them, it looks good, but then I upload them on TikTok or YouTube, it looks like 720p. Are you exporting it in 4K? Also, Trek, are you talking about like IRL videos or Valorant videos? Like, you got to make sure that I don't want to like over explain this, but just for everyone in general, if you're playing Valorant in 4K, most recording softwares are by default 1080p. So you have to make sure that you're actually recording it in 4K. And then when it comes to editing the stuff, when you make a timeline, timeline settings, create new timeline, you have to uncheck use project settings, because by default it'll be 1080p 24 FPS. So uncheck, you go to format. This is the default settings unless you change it. but this is default settings, 1080p, 24 FPS. If you wanted 4K, there we go. There's 4K. You wanted 60 FPS, there you go. But there's no sense in changing it to these settings if you know, your video itself isn't 4K. Just gonna cancel that. Oh, Wolfie, what's going on, man? Would you say the paid version of Davinci is worth it? Absolutely, man. Simply because I showed it off a little bit earlier. There's a setting called Magic Mask. It's an AI rotoscoping tool. I'm just gonna show it real quick. I'm not going to track it in, but you literally just you draw a line, right? Doesn't have to be perfect, but we just cut fade out with 2 lines now, and this alone makes it worth it. You know where I can get those exploding heart filters people use in their videos? Tofu, I'm gonna be honest, I don't know what that is. I don't know if I've seen that before. I might have, but I don't know what you're talking about. If you could post an example in the Discord, that would be awesome. I hope me using a studio feature answered the question of, do I use the free version or studio version or paid version? There's a bunch of ways to animate text. TikTok people aren't fancy. Hey man, there are some great TikTokers out there. Could you do a tutorial on how to synchronize the shots with music? I've tried the last few days and it comes out super terrible, and anxiety doesn't help. Yeah. Let me grab some music real quick. Oh wait, unless someone just... Ow! Ow! I just banged my elbow. Give me a second looking for where I put my musics. Okay. So, what you want to do is you find where the beats are in the music. Let me turn off this song real quick. So, oh! Music. This is probably not one of the songs you would edit shots to, right? Well, but we'll find the beats to it, okay? Now, if you're having trouble finding the beats to it, what you can do, and I don't know if you caught that, but if you hover in between audio tracks, right, you'll get this icon. Your cursor will change, okay? And all you have to do is click, drag. Now your audio waves are bigger, so we can see. Boom. Okay. We got a beat there, beat here, beat here. Got a snap there. Beat there. Beat there. Okay. Now in your video, what you want to do, I mean, there's a ton of different ways to do it. Okay. You could, if like you wanted something simple, you'd figure out where you shot. Let's look at the ammo counter. We got 3 shots right there. So we'll figure out, I don't shoot before that. Okay. Figure out where the ammo counter changes. Okay, we're at 2 shots. So this frame right here is right before we're about to shoot. We'll hit M on the keyboard and we'll mark that. Figure out where we shoot next time. Right here. Hit M on our keyboard. Add a marker. And then we fire one more time right there. So we're going 1 frame beforehand. And what you could do is you would cut the clips like this, and you would space them out to those markers. It's helpful if you have the magnet turned on. Let me turn my music back on. It's helpful if you have the magnet turned on, because without it, your clips just kind of like move freely. We don't necessarily want that. We want them to snap into place. We want them to snap to those frames that we marked out. So I would move this one to here, this one to here, and move this video up one track. Okay, so now we have those all synced up, right? Shot with it. Probably not what you want though. So what you would do is you figure out where you shoot. Wait, we're gonna go here, add, right click. Oh, you can't see this. We're going to right click, retime controls or Control R, and we're going to add a speed point. Now what I'm going to do is, actually let me duplicate this because I want to keep the original video. Sorry, give me a second. Okay. So, anyways, like I was saying, we added a speed point right here. I moved it one frame over. So, what we would do is we'd move that speed point over this marker, like this. Go. And then we shot over here. I think I was just one frame off on purpose. I don't know what I was thinking of. Where's that drop down arrow? We're gonna hit the drop down arrow, add speed. And one more drop down arrow. Speed point. Okay. So we have this one lined up, and we just gotta line up the other two, and that's really simple. We're on marker number 4, and I'm just going to click and drag the top right part of the speed point, and then go over to the other marker, click and drag that speed point over. So now when I shoot, everything's lined up. Boom, boom, boom. That's how I would do it. Why did I change my name, Wolfie? I've said it a few times already, but I was writing a professional email and signing it as Fart Doctor made it hilarious. I couldn't stop laughing at it. So I wanted something a little bit more professional. Okay, so Shrek uploaded something. Wanted me to look at it. How do you make the mask look more realistic? Okay. So he's asking, how do we make this mask right here more realistic? You have to do, it's not making the mask so much as blending this. So I can see right here though, we have this green edge. I don't know if you maybe had a green screen video that you keyed out the green, but that's where you would have to start, is fixing up the edges. If you did use a green screen video, that's going to make things a little bit easier, because there is a setting called erode/dilate, and that messes with the edges. So what you would do is you'd just bring that in a little bit and bump up the blur. So then what would end up happening is you would have sort of like false light wrap. I don't want to get like into the nitty-gritty of compositing, but after you fix the edges of this, you would have to do compositing, which is getting light wrap. Like, we'd have to try and match the lighting and the color grading here. So we have really dark shadows that just aren't matching up. So you see how dark this is, like we see no detail what's going on here, but then we can see like wrinkles in his shirt and whatnot. So, you know, bumping up the contrast at the very least. Here, everything's blue, so we have a lot of warmth in this image because it was outside. You'd have to mess with the temperature of it. So things like that. Settings for online specific. YouTube does strip data. Once before, but the file wasn't right, so I might need to export video color will be changed every time there's any resolution. When you export a video, color will be changed every time. No, you should have same stuff. Should I transfer to use Davinci Resolve? I spent most of my life learning Sony Vegas Pro, and it wasn't really hard. But the reason is there's a little YouTubers on Sony, and I can barely learn new stuff. Bandit, use what you're comfortable with. If you feel like the software is limiting you, as in it doesn't have the capabilities, like, you know, mobile apps don't really have the capability of doing rotoscoping, right? Switch to something that can do that. I started off editing videos on my phone, and then I switched to the Davinci Resolve. Dustin, hello. Wolfie, you bought Davinci Resolve today? That's awesome, man. Good for you. Do you use some beat camera shakes? And if you use, show them. Beat camera shakes? No. Like, are you talking about like camera shakes to the beat of a song? I've never made a video like that where I need to, but if you want to do that, it's really easy. My suggestion is to use an adjustment clip and not like time the beats to the song. So you'll see in a second, but we're using that clip again where we have those beats and we have the adjustment clip. An adjustment clip is basically like a layer on top of the video where we can add effects, very basic effects. So I would go down to filters, or choose filters, go down until I find camera shake, apply that, and do some keyframing. So if we go into the inspector of that adjustment clip, we can fine tune how this camera shake looks. Right now it's just very wobbly looking. Why is the playback so bad? Interesting. Either way, what I would do is adjust this. We have a bit more up-down movement, and I would add a motion scale keyframe and a zoom keyframe. Move over some frames, bring zoom back down to 0, motion scale back down to 0, and then I would just trim this. We know that the beat comes right here. Boom. Got a beat right there. So left alt, left click, slide that over. So we got motion blur, or camera shake, camera shake, camera shake, camera shake. This is not the song for this, by the way. That's that's the easiest way I would do it. You could also, like, the one issue of using camera shake in the effects tab is that we can't change, can't change the graph on it, so it's linear. So what I preferably would do is go into Fusion of this adjustment clip, and then camera shake. There's two different ones. This one, the regular camera shake, that's the one that's in the edit tab. It's the more advanced one. So that's what I would use. Bring this up, boom, and that. Bring this down, and then if we go into spline, we have camera shake. We have to hit zoom to fit. I don't know why it doesn't just show you by default. zoom to fit. Now we have our graph. And if you highlight all the keyframes and you hit S on your keyboard or F, those are two hotkeys, S for smooth, F for flat, then it'll change how the graph works. So now it's less linear, eases in, eases out. Boom, boom. Yeah, that's how I would do it. Free version or studio version. If Bandit, if you don't have, by the way, guys, I'm trying to catch up on chat. Bandit, if you don't have Davinci Resolve right now and you're trying to get into it, just use the free version. There's no sense in buying Studio. The free version has almost all of the tools. You can use all of the tools technically, but if, like, let's say you put binoculars on, what will end up happening is you'll have a watermark and it's going to be really nasty. It's going to say Davinci Resolve, use the Studio version to get access to this effect, right? Most of these effects in Studio, you're not going to use. I mean, like any of these effects right here, you're really not going to use. But then there's like other tools that you would probably like to use, like Magic Mask. I have talked about this a dozen times. Magic Mask is an AI tool to rotoscope. That's something that's not in the free version. But if you're new to editing, you know, how much rotoscoping are you going to be doing to where you need an AI rotoscoping tool, right? No. The Studio version is super useful. It's 1,000 times better than the free version. But as far as like learning DaVinci Resolve, you don't need the Studio version. And as someone that's been using DaVinci Resolve for over a year now, I only recently upgraded to the Studio version. Even something like Magic Mask, where we have this AI rotoscoping tool. What was I gonna say? Oh, there's workarounds for it. I have a video. It's called 4 Ways to Rotoscope inside of DaVinci Resolve. And there's third-party tools that you can use to have AI rotoscoping. By the way, I don't know if you're still here, Shrek, but this is kind of what I was talking about as like, because I was mentioning there's a setting called erode. Magic Mask also has that. But you can see it gets rid of those edges. So we would erode it and then blur it. And then now when we put something behind this, a background node, and we'll make it purple or something. There's a bit of like a purple hue underneath it, just as an extreme. I'm going to like really blur this. But this is called light wrap. This is a really cheap way of getting light wrap, I should say. It's cheating. Doesn't give you enough control. Glad I found your channel. Oh, thanks, Trigger. Do you think DaVinci is or will become better than Adobe? Eventually. I think Adobe doesn't really have a competitor, really. I mean, it didn't really have a competitor. DaVinci's trying to be a competitor, from what I see. And I think it's a very strong competitor, at least for Premiere. It blows Premiere out of the water. As far as After Effects go, it's getting there. Understand it much better in a few hours. Upload the results, see how it goes. Nice. Apex Edit coming soon or what? I think so, man. I've been playing Apex way more than Valorant lately. I enjoy it just so much more. I don't know. I think it's way more rewarding to win a battle royale than it is to win like a ranked game of Valorant. But I also like the arena game mode that they have. That's super fun. The only reason why I don't want to make the full switch, actually there's two reasons why I don't want to make the full switch to Apex. It's because, number one, no one ever uses their mic. And the competitive scene of it is dog shit. Like, the competitive integrity of Apex is so bad, man. I can't tell you how many arena games that I've queued into that are ranked where I don't have a teammate or both teammates, right? Like, why are we still playing this if we don't have teammates? And then you also will lose some of your ranked RP. I think they call it RP, your RR, you know, whatever the level, your ranked level. You can lose that even if you have two teammates missing, which is ridiculous. Like, how am I supposed to win a 1v3 3 times in a row? Like, that's crazy, man. Oh, and then the other reason is that they don't really have a whole lot of creator tools. They're just as bad as Valorant when it comes to that. So Sad Potato, you are not a fan of After Effects? It's not that I'm not a fan of it. I use Davinci Resolve. It's a great software that's like on par with Adobe. But they're not good. The camera shakes, I have checked the Discord. I asked you how to make them better if you know. Okay, I'm checking Discord. Make better camera shakes than these in my video. I mean, listen, I don't want to give you creative input or anything. The reason why I don't want to give you creative input at all is because it's you know, creativity, it's subjective. I think the camera shakes are fine. They work. Personally, I like motion blur. I like the way motion blur looks. So, you know, if it was me making it, I would have faster shakes with more motion blur. That's it. Do you know any cool thing to do with edge detect effect? Yes, Looting Men. I literally just put out a tutorial. It's called Gun Glow. If you want to check that out, that's how you can use edge detect in a cool way. I see the whole time of what I made. I haven't made anything, man. I've just been showing people how to do things. K&N Splash! He's here! I just upgraded to Studio. What are some effects that I should get familiar with? Alright, homie. First one, I've just been talking about this like all stream. It's called Magic Mask. I'm sure you're familiar with it. I don't know, but it's an AI rotoscoping tool. It makes things so useful. As far as creating effects and whatnot, you don't have to spend hours tracking something. This is it right here, and then I can just start tracking. And it does a pretty good job. Right now it's set to faster, so that way, obviously, it tracks faster, it renders faster. You can switch it to better, which will give you a more accurate track. But yeah, I don't want to go over this too much, like how to use it. But yeah, Magic Mask, super useful when it comes to like doing color grading and stuff, or even creating other effects. I mean, both Magic Mask and this other effect I'm about to show you, you can use in the color tab. But it's called Depth Map. Oh, that's Depth Blur. Depth Map. That is somewhat similar to Magic Mask, except what this does is that it detects depth in an image. So what we should see is kind of like we should see the gun and then kind of the outline of the rocks. Yeah, we kind of got that. We could adjust this though by the further limit, near limit, make things stand out a little bit better. Gamma, is all those gray tones, and then specific isolation. Oh God, hold on, let me switch this to faster. Isolation is isolating a specific depth, so there's not really a whole lot of depth here. Hold on, let's find somewhere. Should be a little bit easier. Why is it? Give me a second. Maybe that'll be easier. Yeah. Oh, it's because I was zoomed in. Yeah, isolation. Like if we wanted to just try and target the gun, this is a really cool way to do interesting color grading. But you can also create super cool effects with it. There was another node that I forgot it. I don't know, but those two things, those are the two things that I use the most. Arena mode is cool in Apex, but I think Warzone is just better to play Battle Royale. Ew, dude. I don't really like Call of Duty, especially because like from what I've heard, I haven't played the newest one, but they removed all the movement stuff from it. Like, I don't know. I played it a handful of times. It just felt very basic. Neptune, I really want to make Apex content. Probably will start making Apex content. I just have to record more. I only have these 3 clips. That's it. And I've been playing it for like a month now. Love your tutorials. Thanks, man. Raise plays. You're the man. What's with the name change? Okay. Writing a professional email, and then at the very end, I signed it, Love Fart Doctor. And I just could not stop laughing. It's ridiculous to just imagining some like corporate dude waking up early in the morning. You know, he's got his coffee, logs into his email. Oh, what's this? Opens it up. Beautiful emails written to him. He starts crying, and then at the very end, signed Fart Doctor. What? You work in full quality while you work, or quarter resolution timeline so it renders faster? Pretty much always full. I sometimes have it set to half or quarter if something's not running properly, but usually what ends up happening is that, like, let's say I applied a million effects, and like the biggest one is vector motion blur. That's what I add to all my videos, and it's motion blur, right? Motion blur smears these frames. You see all of that? Here's this. Now picture this, but for every single frame, and there are 8,000 frames in this video. So that takes a lot of computing power. I just render once I'm done working on a clip, I render it in place and then call it a day. How to do color correction so it looks good. Reference images. I've done a lot of color. Oh, actually, I want to show you guys something really cool about color correction that I learned just recently. Way to record 2 or more sound sources, like one from Discord, second from game, third from mic. Yeah, there is. I'm just doing Davinci Resolve tutorials, man. I had to look up a tutorial myself for setting that up, but I use a combination of voice meter and OBS, and I can record. I have 4 audio tracks that I recorded. I have my game audio, mic audio, music, and Discord. Quality videos. Kiss cool. I don't know how to say that, man. Listen, I don't want to give you like tips on how to make your videos better. That's for you to discover, man. Oh, color correction. Wait, we got motion blur on this. We want to make some cool color correction. I've never color corrected done color grading to a Apex video, so this will be fun. Let's find a nice looking shot like this. Okay. Color. Crack, what's going on, man? Welcome back. Okay, color grading. There's something really cool that I learned. I'm gonna show you guys how I go about color grading and then the cool thing that I learned. Okay, so what I do is I have one node, and then I'll add serial, and then add parallel, 2 more. This is how I color correct Valorant clips. Okay, I don't know if it's going to be the same for Apex, but it should be pretty similar. Okay. Oh, we want nodes. We don't want timeline. Okay, so I'm going to label all these just so you guys can see it a little bit better. And if someone joins the stream, they know what's going on. So node label. This first one is going to be contrast. This one up top is going to be the color grade. This one in the middle is going to be glow. Ah! Node label glow. And this one at the bottom is going to be a vignette. I'm just gonna bin. Okay. So the contrast, first thing I do is I start with my curves. If you're familiar with photo editing, we're gonna start with a simple little S curve. So we're gonna add a point here at the top, point at the bottom, point in the middle, and then we're gonna bring down that bottom just a little bit and bring that top up just a little bit. And it might not look like I've done anything to it, but if you hit Control D or you click the lower left-hand corner, you can see we added a nice little contrast boost to this. Graphics look like crap. Oh, yeah. If you were gonna go to sleep, man, go to sleep. Take a nap. Wake up 10 hours from now. Stream's gonna be here later for you. Always happy to see more people streaming work and Resolve. Patrick Sterling. Wait a minute. Is this, you're the dude that makes the plugins, right? Anyways, yeah. I am going to save this so you guys can watch later. Yeah, so we start with a nice little contrast, then move on to my left gamma gain offset. I have entire videos about this, so if you guys want to learn more about it. I didn't answer you. Or Patrick. What can I create? Oh. It's the real dude. Anyways, lift. We're gonna try and darken some areas, maybe brighten them. We're just adjusting stuff here. Okay. Gain, same thing. This is our brightness. We're just adjusting things. Like I can see right here, this is really blown out. So maybe bring it down a little bit. Now we can get some of that detail back. Or maybe we bring it up. We can bring our highlights down. Like there's tons of different things that we can do. Shadow. Gamma, those are your midpoints. So we're just messing around with things. Now I don't really like, I like high contrast, but I don't like this overly saturated look. You can see the blue is like really popping. So what I like to do, bring down saturation so it's way lower than what it was before. But then color boost. Try and bring it back up just a little bit. Okay. So we're going to start off with the vignette. Well, moving on. We're going to start off with the vignette, right? Add a circle, an ellipse node, and we're just going to increase the size here to fit. And we're going to mess with the softness, but in order to get the vignette, bring down the offset. Oh, also forgot, we have to invert that circle like so. You can see we have a little bit of darkness around the edges. If you feel like these the outline is distracting, go over here, turn off. There you go. Just something small. All right. We can adjust that later though. Next thing, glow, effects, scroll down, glow, bam. That's too bright. We could possibly mask it out, but we're just going to mess around with these settings. Shine threshold is how bright something has to be for this to get affected. So if we bring it down here, everything has glow. Bring it up here, nothing has glow, things like that. Never knew people added vignettes to gaming videos. Yeah, man. I mean, I don't think a lot of people color grade their videos. And I don't think a lot of people color grade their videos like me. I personally like doing color grading. Okay. We might try and fix this area because I like what's going on up here. Having that sky almost blown out. Actually, it is blown out. Having the sky blown out makes sense because if you've ever taken a picture of, you know, the sky, it's either you have the sky in focus or the ground, right? You can't expose for both. So maybe a mask. We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out later. Either a mask or a qualifier. What we could do is, I don't want to get too much into this. I'm trying to just show you like the basic color grading, but we could take a qualifier and pick the sky. And now it's affected mostly the sky. We can't really see what's going on, but if we hit this little wand right here, highlights. Oh, we got to turn qualifier back on. Not qualifier. What did we turn off? Okay. Are you telling me it's affecting everything? Hello? What if I want to see the qualifier? What's going on? Why aren't you showing me? Well, either way, I see that's mostly affecting this, not really this. Hold on. That can't. I have to fix this. Parallel qualifier. There we go. I don't know why it was bugging out. Okay, so we're picking the sky area, but it's also hitting the water, which kind of sucks. We could mask it, you know, do something like that, but then we'd have to track it in. I don't really like, I try to avoid tracking. Tracking in masks, that is. Okay, well, qualifier, let's just do this. We're gonna add some denoise to this. Try and maybe refine this. Oh, I got it immediately. Midtones. Yeah, definitely highlights. Bring that up. Okay, now if we apply the glow, it only affects this area. And that's why you don't want to mess with masking, because now I don't have to cut out this area. Ugh, okay. Glow, we applied the glow. Now we can adjust the shine threshold, the gain, and the gamma. I really like having the sky blown out. That's like probably not how you would color grade something, how you should do it, but that's the way I like doing it. Because it makes it more realistic. Video games are perfect, right? Color filter. Sometimes I'll change it from white to red. That's a little too red. More desaturated red. So it looks more like a, you know, like a sunset. We're getting somewhere though. Could probably adjust this vignette so it's not as looking. You don't know what a qualifier is? Oh, hold up. I missed a lot of stuff. Qualifier, it just picks a color in your image. So when I was using the qualifier tool, it's like a like I explained earlier with the delta keyer and stuff like that, you can like pick just a certain color and it's only going to affect that area. So it's a lot better than using like a mask and tracking this area, because that color is not going to change. Wherever I move now, you know, it's going to stay there. So I don't have to track anything. That's why I like using the qualifier. Problem now is that we've got a little bit of something right there, but that's for another project. We're just gonna worry about that. So we have glow in the sky and not on the water, which is what we want. Anyways, vignette, I want to adjust that a little bit. Before, what I did is I just pushed in, adjusted the offset of it, but I could refine it by, because like this area is a little dark, that area is a little dark, and this is shadowy, so we could mess with the lift. Same with that. Let's, you know, bring that up a little bit. But then we don't really have a whole lot going down here, so we could bring down the gain, bring up the lift. We only want like a touch of it, so maybe adjust the gamma to kind of lighten it. Without vignette, with vignette. You have 3 filters for color grading? Yes. Well, I mean, technically it's 1, right? Because, well, I guess 2, but you could do everything in 1. Here's the thing. With color grading, there's a lot. You don't know how nodes work. Okay, well, nodes, they work. They're different from Fusion. No. So this is working the same as Fusion. It's still, you know, left to right. The difference is that, technically I could do everything in 1 node. Like these 3 nodes right here, I could have them all in 1 node. But I set them up as a parallel mixer. So from what I know, it's mixing all of these nodes together, opposed to having them in serial. It's going to give you a more refined look, something that is more consistent. I'm probably explaining that wrong, but since I've learned that, I've been using parallel mixing, the parallel mixer. And the reason why I have all 3 of them like this instead of everything in 1 node is because they're nodes. We can easily do this and keep things more organized. The other thing too is, like you saw, I was struggling with the qualifier earlier. I don't think that I could add all these together and then the qualifier for just the glow. That would have to be a separate node as well. So it's nicer to work like this. But yeah, now onto the actual color grade. First thing I do is start with the offset. That's your overall video. So I'm gonna push in some teal, a lot of teal, and then push in the opposite direction for gamma to kind of balance it out. Is there a reason I create vignette instead of using the vignette effect? Not really. There's not really like a reason. I just did it to mess around one day, and I liked the way it came out. I think it gave me a little bit better results than using the vignette effect. Oh yeah, especially if you wanted to go back and change the contrast. Yeah, that's another thing, is that like I can easily just do that, and I can see like maybe this is too contrasty, or maybe not enough, and like I wanted to see what the original contrast looked like. I can literally just turn it off, or turn off the glow, or turn off the vignette. That's another reason why I like having all the nodes separated. A Luma key tutorial? Yeah, in a second. Let me just finish up this color grade real quick. Actually, it's not gonna be real quick. I'm still trying to. This is the first time color grading an Apex clip. This is how I normally color grade Valorant videos. But I start with the offset, push in blue, teal, and then push in the opposite direction with gamma to kind of balance it out. You can see now our shadows are a bit blue. Our light source is a bit red. Like it's looking a little bit more consistent. But the shadows, they're too blue. So with lift, I push in a little bit of red, just a touch, maybe a little bit more yellow. And then gain, we'll push in the opposite direction to try and balance it out. It's looking okay. I would need to mess around with this some more though. I really like when videos have like a gross color grade to it, where it looks pukey. It's not, I mean, it's not too bad. There's too much blue though. Wimdom? Did I say that correctly? Hello, welcome. Why did I change my name to, okay, listen. I wrote a very professional email. It was nice. It was beautiful. Made me cry, okay? And then I went to go send it, right? But you know, it's a professional email. I gotta sign it, okay? So, professional email, made you want to cry. At the very bottom, it said, "Love Fart Doctor." I could not imagine some poor man waking up early in the morning to read this well-crafted email that was signed from Fart Doctor. I just, I couldn't stop laughing about it. Just the thought of that. So that's why I did that. I think the vignette is a bit strong. Yeah, I think so too. And you're absolutely right. That's the beauty of sub. That's why I don't like giving creative notes to people, you know? I should do that. I should probably pin the reason. Fart Doctor did have a ring. I'm not gonna lie. I liked it a lot. Maybe I'll bring up the offset so it's not, or bring down the offset, bring up the offset. It's like the rapper Dax. Maybe we can lighten it a little bit. Oh, you know why? I think it's because I pushed the gain down too much. Maybe we just use a... I think I lightened it. I put a reverse vignette on this. Elam? Thanks for the sub, homie. We've got a little something going. And we can bring down the softness. Oh, or we could have made it bigger. There's 1,000 different things. I'm not gonna stress about it too much though. I feel like this has more color to it because I see like a lot of reds. We got some greens. There's like blue right here. Whereas this is just mostly green and blue. I think I would have to see the overall video to make a decision. Oh, look. Earlier I was struggling with the qualifier for the glow and talking about why I use the qualifier instead of a mask. It's because look, there's this area too that we would have to mask for that glow. And I don't have to do that now. It's just so nice. I only like what I've done to this guy. I don't really like the color grade I've done to it. With Valorant, I had, oh, look at that. That's nice. With Valorant, I had it down to, oh, but then we have it affecting here. Ah! Wimdom. Oh, but I'm used to being called Windom. Oh, okay. Wimdom. Dude, Neptune, there's something about color grading that's just, it's so relaxful. But I really, Oh, here's another thing when it comes to color grading. You can see right here. I don't know if you guys can notice this. But when I turn this node on and off, right, we have something that looks it's black, right? But then when we turn it back on, it's more maroon color, right? So that's part of color grading, is making the colors look right. This is a shadowy area, and so it should look like the shadows should look black and not maroon. So I think I gotta mess with that a little bit. Maybe bring it down to the... That's looking better as far as that shadow goes. Very warm looking now. Maybe we can adjust the temperature on it. Get a little bit cooler. Not too bad. It's not too bad. Download the wrong After Effects. I think rays might look better than glow in a scene like this. The reason why I'm not using light rays is because we would have to track those in. I'm just gonna add another node in serial. First of all, that's awful looking, but we have these light rays that could hypothetically come through this arch, which would look amazing, or maybe even down here. You're streaming, this is why you're ignoring me? Yes, Fecal, I'm so sorry. We'll bring that down. Maybe we'll bring the length and then that. Bring this up just so we can see it a little bit better. Change the angle of it so it looks like this. So we got like the light rays shooting in. Watch what happens when just it's the light rays will stay at that same angle and it just doesn't look right. So I don't really like using light rays. There's just so much that, look, we got like a light ray just shooting off like that. Light ray, there's just so much that you would have to do to make it look right. Look, so the light rays should be coming in at this angle right now, and they're coming in at that angle. It's just too much. Someone wanted to say, someone wanted to see luma keying. I don't know if this is going to be good for it, but I'll show you that real quick. Keyframe them to the scene. I try not to keyframe a whole lot of things when it comes to color grading. I leave to edit something. You're doing color grade tutorial. I come back. You're doing color grading tutorial. Crack color grading. I love it, and there's so much to it. Good job, dude. It helped me a lot. By the way, sorry if my English isn't perfect. I speak French. Your English is perfect, Sam. Fecal, I was in the middle of doing some color grading. Anyways, luma keyer. It just detects bright levels, right? So let's type in luma keyer. There you go. So these are all the dark areas right here. These are all the bright areas. The good way to, I mean, there's a lot that you can do with it, right? So let me just back up a little bit. These low thresholds, you can see it, just the dark areas, and then the high threshold, just the bright areas. So we can clean this up a little bit. You can adjust the gamma, which is kind of those in between areas, and then contrast. All those fine details, it's going to make bigger, like we can see right here. Get rid of that, or we can make it a little bit more apparent. Luma keyer, it's really like a good tool for doing compositing things or color grading. Let me just, oh, why did that happen? Let me show you an example real quick. Say we push in a whole lot of red and we add in this luma keyer. I don't want that to bug out. you can see we brought some of those blue colors back from the water. And so what I could do is adjust it so maybe we have all the grass stay. See, we're starting to get some of those original colors back. The Lumikeer it's just another tool that you can use for compositing or color grading, things like that. Hold on, let me catch up. How much do I charge for Valorant edits? I really don't like doing commission work. Unpopular opinion, color correction, color grading are the worst part of editing. Diz, no, it's so fun. It's not the same thing as, so color correction and color grading are two different things, but they're similar. Try and show you an example. You don't do color correction. I mean, technically you don't do color correction with video game stuff, right? So when you shoot with a camera, like a real professional camera, they shoot in a wide variety of colors. What ends up happening is when you get the footage, it looks like this. It's very desaturated. There's not a lot of contrast to it. You know, sometimes they might not have the same like colors to it, like meaning that they're a little bit like whitewashed almost. So it'll look something like this. Color correction is bringing those levels back up to the color levels back up to normal, so that way your image looks like it did on the day you shot the footage. So this would be a form of color correction. And then once you have your color correction done, you would move on to the color grading, which is all the fun stuff where you make creative decisions. Like if you want, you know, like what we were doing earlier, glow in the sky, right? We got that, and we take the qualifier and we apply it right here. And gain, gamma, boom, and now we have glow in the sky. Like that's not how it looked the original day we shot it. It didn't look like that, but that's what it looks like now, so suck it. But there, I mean, you know, sometimes when you do like you do color grading, like let's just say pushing too much blue, and like a lot of times it's correcting skin tones. I don't think there's going to be any skin tones here, but like usually what will end up happening, if you've watched any of my Valorant color grading tutorials, the skin tones will be off. Like maybe this will be too red, like it'll almost look orange. You might do some color correcting there after your color grading, where you select the skin tone, and then you know, we don't want it to look orange. We want it to look a little bit more natural looking or desaturated, whatever. So you'd select that. So there's just a bit of nuance to it, but yeah, kind of the same thing but different. In general, color correction is fixing your image, and color grading is creative choices. How long have I been using Davinci? A little over a year now. Could I explain lift, gamma, gain, and offset? You don't get it? Yeah. This might actually be a good image. So offset is your overall video. It doesn't matter how bright the image is. Usually it's, you know, you have your shadows, your highlights, and then kind of the things in between. But offset is all of that, okay? Your lift, that is primarily your dark areas, so your shadows. So you can see if I push in a little bit of blue, we're only affecting this area right here. That's the main area that's getting affected by this. Whereas if I were to do the same thing over here, it gets applied to everything. Gain is the opposite. It's all those bright areas. So things like this, like if we push in a bunch of red, you can see we're primarily, again, affecting like this area opposed to this area. And gamma is the midtones. It's in between. So it's kind of affecting everything a little bit. You'll really start to notice it once you start doing like, I don't know, you push in a whole bunch of color here, a whole lot of color here. And now our shadows are blue, like way too blue. We want to balance them out. Now they're red. See? Matches the rest of the image. That's probably too much. But then your gain, balance it out. You'll really start noticing it once you start doing some actual color grading. Why do they name it that way? Yeah, no, I have no idea. It's kind of silly. Does anyone got a beginner tutorial on Davinci Resolve? The ones I've found were not useful. I want to learn the hotkeys and other basic stuff. Bandit, there's a guy that makes tutorials that are mostly beginner focused. His name's Casey Ferris. You'll learn things like the hotkeys and whatnot if you watch his channel. Other than that, like, I would just recommend trying to create something. You'll pick up all the like hotkeys while doing that. I don't really use a whole lot of hotkeys. I mean, I probably should, but like I don't have them memorized. The only ones are like B to cut, B for blade, so you can cut things, N for snapping. Those are like the two ones that I can remember. Alt S for new serial node. Yep. Yeah. Pars, love the editing / tutorial streams. Keep it up. Thanks, man. I love doing them. New young Narwhal, new around here. Wanted to know if you use Vegas Pro to edit as well. Nope. Just use Davinci Resolve. How can you undo the color page? Okay. Let's say like we got like crazy nodes going on here. And we added another node, and that's got this going on here, and then we got this node going on here. It's got that, and there's like and then it's that, and then you know, we got all that. We don't want to delete all these nodes. So what we could do is just right click anywhere on the grid, even no, just on the grid. On the grid, you want to reset everything, reset all nodes and grades. That's global. If you want to just reset the node, because maybe you like everything you did up to this point right here. Right click the node you want, reset node grade. Oh, I deleted everything. What's my flow? Like my workflow? Start with the rough cut, do the effects. Do the color grading. That's my workflow. You can customize the keybinds too. Yes. Yeah. Where can a beginner start at if they want to become a freelance editor? Make a TikTok account, YouTube account, Instagram, Twitter. That's where you're going to want to start. Create a social media presence. And then you're going to just start making videos. You're going to post montages. I don't know what you're making. I don't know what sort of. Okay, let me back up actually. Start posting videos, right? In the genre that you want to create, right? So for me, I want to create video game montages. So I post video game montages. And then, you know, eventually people will like your stuff. They might randomly hit you up and be like, hey, can you make me a video? Or you could put the word out there and be like, hey, I'm looking for work. So to start off, make some social media stuff. Speed ramping effects, it's very easy to do. Right click your clip, retime controls or control R, add speed point. You can think of this like a gate. Everything before or after is where the speed is going to be affected. So if I bring this over to the left, you can see we're at a 186% speed. We're zooming over here so fast that it's not even rendering. We could also slow it down. Now we're at 36% speed. We're gonna hit this in a second and then it's just gonna stop. See? Now we're moving super slow. After that though, you got your speed points down. Retime curve. You're gonna right click. I mean, you don't have to, but it's the fastest way to do it. Right click, retime curve, brings up the graph. Maybe you don't want it to just hit this point and it just slows down. Maybe you want it to gradually slow down. Okay. You select it, you hit this right here. Now, between this dot and this dot, that's the transition between speed. It's a little bit smoother. We could drag this out even further. So it's not doing a whole lot. We're moving really fast. We're starting to slow down now, and now it's seamless. There you go, speed ramping. Speed ramping's really easy. Oh, the other thing though is that if you slow things down, chances are you're not recording in 120 FPS like me. What you want to do is you go to retime and scaling. You're going to change your retime process and your motion estimation. Retime process is going to give you smoother looking slow motion. So the further you go down this list, the more intense it's going to be on your computer, but the better the effect. And then motion estimation, really don't know what this does exactly, but it refines it. So like I know if I have optical flow and speed warp, that is going to give me very crisp slow motion stuff. But speed warp is only in the studio version. Enhanced better will make it look just as good. Rather, almost as good, I should say. Okay, hold on. I was wondering if you have any plugins or preset recommendations you find yourself regularly using, or do you stick to the things that you've created and you save them for later? Oh, that's what I wanted to show you guys, by the way. No, so I don't use any plugins. Does this have the color grading on it? Yeah, it does. So I don't use any plugins. I just use what's in Davinci. I just recently figured out how to save like Fusion stuff. And also color grading stuff. That's what I wanted to show you guys. So like, let's say you like this color grade that you got going on here, and you want to use it for later, like other projects and stuff like that. Or maybe you wanted to share it to someone else. Super cool. So you right click, grab still. Then you go to gallery, and you should have a picture of what you just took the still of. Okay. What's really cool is that okay, I'm gonna open up this little thing. You hit this button, you'll see stills and power grade. I'll explain that in just a second. But like, what if I wanted to apply that color grade that I really liked to another video? Well, I could go to clips. Here it is. Here's the video I want it applied to. I could middle mouse button click this clip with the color grading, and now I have the color grading transferred over. But if I open up another project, I don't have another project, but if I opened up another project and I wanted to reuse this color grading, how could I do that? You just take stills, you go into stills, you take the still and you drop it into power grade. That's it. Everything that's in power grade transfers over to every other project. So if I were to make another project, project manager, project manager, go to the montage that I was working on, save that, E. Go over to power grade. Look, there it is. So I can apply this color grade. There it is. There's all the nodes. Boom. What's also nice is wherever, oh, you know what? Hold on. Let me go back. Project manager, we're on E. Okay. So power grade. Now this is, I have access to this for every project that I use in the future. But if you wanted to give this color grade to someone else, right? They want this, they use Davinci Resolve and they want this node tree setup. What you can do is you export this and then you'll have a DRX file and you just send them that DRX file. And then what they can do is, I think I have, give me a second. I think I have one that I could show you guys. I do. Okay. So what they would do is they go into like, okay, let's reset this. They have that DRX file now, right? And they want to use it. So they right click in stills or gallery, go to import, they find the folder that they saved it in. There's the DRX file. You import it. There it is. And then they middle mouse button click that. Boom. They have the node tree set up now. It's so cool. Let me back up real quick. Let me catch up on chat. First, but then it takes so long to apply the same color grade to all the individual bits. It's a fast way. Oh, the math labs. I think I just answered that question. But another thing that you could do is if you wanted to apply the color grade to all the clips, select the first clip and then shift click the last clip and then it highlights everything and then just middle mouse button over the color graded clip or the still. Boom, now everything has the color grade. It's actually a color grade that I might use in the future for Apex montages. It's not too bad. It's not too bad. How to mask? Like I want to delete the nodes I made every frame. Marley, what? The Jin, hello. Optical flow and speed warp is literally cracked. I know, dude, it's crazy. Can you do a sky overlay replacement tutorial as well? Are you talking about the node? I'll get rid of that. I don't like working with all that stuff open. I don't know if there's a video I have. Okay, wait, I see the sky a little bit here. Let me try and find something that I have the sky showing a little bit more. Okay. So you want to replace the sky? That's going to be hard to do because we have like a moon there. There's a few different ways to do it. You could go into Fusion and rotoscope it out. Take a polygon node, connect it right here. I'm just going to do this super lazy so you can get the basic idea. but you just cut out the sky like this. I do not recommend doing it like this. Not saying I haven't done it like this. We have the sky cut out. Now we just invert it. You can put whatever there. Just change your merge from over, operator over, under. Now you have a brand new sky. Amazing. I don't recommend doing it like that. That's going to be hard. You could also use, if you have the studio version, magic mask, cut out everything. Oh. Yeah, I mean, it kind of depends. Like, you really aren't going to be rotoscoping the sky much in a video game. Really, the easiest thing to do, yeah, that's not gonna work, is to use, if you can, again, like, it's a video game. Video games are meant to, like, look beautiful. Real life, if you were to take a video of the sky at this, like, sunset, or no, this isn't sunset, this is like afternoon time, whatever time this is. If you were to do that, luma keyer, you would use a luma keyer, and you could get most of the sky out. And then you would see, we have most of the sky cut out. All we would have to do is invert this, and then it applies this stuff, obviously inverted. But it's a pain in the ass to do. You have to cut out the sky somehow. The reason why I don't recommend doing it for like a video game is because, like I said, video games, they're perfect. The sky should be exposed if it was real life, but also the other thing is that there's a lot of movement to it. So I guess it kind of depends on what game you're playing. Yeah, Neptune, you don't want to do it. How to create motion tracking text like your video, it's my Earth montage. Motion oh, yeah, I know what you're talking about. It's kind of easy to do. I have a bunch of tutorials on it. Try and find something a little easier to track. Let me turn my playback. I just saw someone subscribe, 2 people, I think. Thank you for the subs, guys. I'm not trying to ignore you. I'm just trying to answer as many questions as possible. You know what? Valiant's going to be easier. And let me reset the color grading on this. Okay, we're just gonna track this wall because I know that's going to be easy. So what you want to do to create like text, motion track text on a wall, shift space, bring up the select tool page and type in planar tracker. From here, you just outline the area you want tracked, and try to make sure it stays in frame. There's 2 problems that I've ran into in the past. Number 1, there's just not a whole lot of detail on a wall, because not every wall in Valorant or whatever game you're playing or real life has detail like this. So one trick that you could do is add a sharpen node, this one right here, and you boost the crap out of the sharpness, and then you add a color corrector node and you bump up that contrast, not just the contrast setting, but also the gain and the lift. The idea here is that we're creating a fake amount of detail, or like we're trying to see the detail that can't be seen type thing. And I'll show you, like, we have this amount of tracking points right now, and then if I delete this set, I guess we have the same amount. It's still tracking the wall, but regardless, that's one thing that you can do to try and boost up more tracking points. Anyways, you're using a planar tracker to track the wall, okay? So you got to set your reference time. That's going to be the frame that your tracking starts. You're going to change your tracker from point to hybrid point / area. And then kind of depends on the video, but usually I turn down the trail length to about 2. It's not like I'm like, it's got to be 2. Like I literally, it starts at 5. I just bring it down to like that. Okay, so we're just going to track forward and backwards now. So we're tracking forwards. I'm not moving. There we go. And I'm not going to track anything else, just so we can speed things up a little bit. And hey. Okay, well that's fine, because guess what? We accidentally went off of the track. Well, if we hit go, brings us back to that first frame. See, there's the frame that we started. There's the frame that we're on. Perfect. All right. So the next thing, I mean, we could do everything in the planar tracker node, but I showed an example of why you don't want to do that earlier. Sometimes the text will get cut off, and we're working with nodes. We can have everything just out in the open, easily to see. So what I like to do is select create planar transform, and now that is all of your tracking data in one node. The planar tracker can do other things, like you can add a corner pin. But like if we have the corner pin and maybe we have one tracking point messed up and we want to delete it, well, we have to change operation mode from corner pin back to tracker, then we delete that. It's a process. I don't want to deal with that right now. So planar transform, then we take a merge, or you could connect it to the output of whatever node. Boom, merge. Next, we need some text. So we're going to drop that down, connect it. And in between our text and our planar transform, we're going to search up, well, shift space, bring up the select tool page, and we're going to search up, that's a mouthful, corner positioner. And now we're just going to position this on the wall. What I like to do is find points on the wall that are straight so that they form a square. And we can use those as guidelines. So we have this corner right here, this corner right here, and we kind of have a line going down like that. So use that line. Obviously, we're going to use this floor line. Same thing, we're going to try and looks like that right there. Just eyeballing this. There's some margin of error here. And we got to type in some text. Yoru. Like I said earlier, if you use the corner pin with the planar tracker, we can't go outside of this box. So what's nice is that I could put something, let's go like that. I could put the transform node here, and then I can slide this around. And I don't have to worry about being inside of that corner positioner. So if you need to move the text around, transform node after your text, move it around. I don't know what happened there. Another nice thing, we have this merge. Again, could do everything in the planar tracker, but it's just a pain in the ass to do. The merge, if we're using white text, what we could do is change the apply mode to overlay or soft light, and now we can see the brick texture behind it. So it looks a little bit more natural. I've done that a whole bunch. I get that question all the time. Like, how did you get the texture of the wall on the text? I just changed the apply mode. Super easy. Soft light, I think that's the best, because overlay is a little bright, but I mean, you could turn down the gain. So either way, there you go. You got motion tracked text. I only did it for like 5 actual frames, but track to the wall. Super easy to do. Like I said, the biggest thing is trying to get good tracking out of it. So you can add a sharpen node. Oh, not that one. All those sharpen nodes, they kind of do the same thing, just a bit differently. So anyways, trying to get some more tracking points. Add a sharpen node, maybe add a color contrast node, and don't flashbang yourself, but no. boost up that contrast, things like that. Let me just, can I tell you basic color grading tricks? Hey. My dogs are playing. The one that's barking is deaf, by the way. I don't know why she's barking. Yeah. Color, I mean, there's not like a trick to it, at least that I use. And by the way, I'm not a colorist. I don't do this for a living. This is how I color grade video game footage. I know that there are a whole bunch of settings that we can utilize to make a better color grade. But basically, I have my nodes set up like this. The first one is contrast, and then I'll add another one in serial, but then I'll add 2 more in parallel. So your nodes should look like this. And I personally try and get like a realistic color grade. So what I like to do is I boost this contrast up. You know, I don't think shadows are really this light. So I try and darken them. I'll start with an S curve to add that contrast. You know, this is a bit saturated for me, so I bump down the saturation. A lot of what I've been doing lately is I put the saturation down a little too much, and then I add color boost to it. I think this looks a little bit better. I think the next thing that I do is add a bit of vignette. Just for now, I'm going to use the vignette effect. Although in the past I've used a masking node, something like that. Then we got glow. I think this is really where the realistic look comes from. Video game footage, I was just talking about it. Usually it's, you have a perfect sky with that's perfectly exposed. That's not what it should look like in a camera, right? So if we add glow, you can see now we're overexposed like crazy, and we have some light wrap going on to like this building out here. So I would just adjust that shine threshold to get where I want it. You could also use a qualifier node or a qualifier to isolate a specific area, but we're not doing that right now. We're doing some basic color grading. And now this top one, that's the actual color grade. So when it comes to color grading, I like to try and balance the colors, but also be artistic with it. So what I mean by that is offset, that's your overall video. I will push in a whole lot of blue, but this doesn't look realistic. Okay, so in order to balance this out with our gamma, though it's our midtones, I'll push in the opposite direction to, like I said, balance it out. We don't need to go crazy with the balance. We can take some artistic direction. Like you can see now we have a lot more blue to our video, but I like color grades with a bit more green to it. So maybe in the gain, we could push in a little bit of green. Yeah, I just brought it down just a touch, and it makes a huge difference. And then in the lift, we can go in the opposite direction so that our shadows aren't super green, but they got a little bit of red to them. There you go. We got like a real basic color grade. The one thing that I will say is that you want to pay attention to minor details. Like turning on the nodes on and off. We're just clicking that lower left-hand corner, right? I'm noticing a big change right here. This is definitely black, but then when I turn the color grade back on, that is blue, okay? So I will adjust my lift to make that area look like it should. It should be black and not that bluish maroon color. It's a bit overboard, so try and balance it out maybe with pushing more color in the gain. like that. I just finished creating my own depth map and resolve without studio. What? How'd you do that? By the way, I'm trying to catch up on chat. Daniel, I don't know if you're still here. Please let me know how you made your own depth map without the studio version. You learned something new about the planar tracker. That's what's up. Thanks for the motion tracking tutorial. Yay, I'm glad. Like I said earlier, I have a bunch of videos on it. So if you need more information, you can either rewatch the stream or check out one of those videos. Lifts are shadows? Yeah, lift to shadows. It's not, I mean, it's not like actually shadows. Like it's not only targeting the shadowy areas. It's all the dark parts of your image. But typically that's how people explain it is lift is shadows, gain is light, gamma is everything in between, and offset is your overall image. How can you remove something from your video like noise and blemishes? With denoise. Hold on. Let me add. I don't know if you can add noise here. Rain? Will this give me that? Okay. So we got a lot of grain going on here. And I don't think this is part of the studio version or part of the free version. You have to have the studio version. You could do this either in the color tab, the fusion tab, or the edit page. But we have a lot of grain on our video. Add a new node. There is an effect called noise reduction. Add that. And we gotta bump up our luma chroma. Oh. Just start messing around with these settings until that noise goes away. It's not perfect. Oh wait, I'm also on I just realized. Half resolution. There we go. So like I said, it's not perfect, but it's better than before. And we can, like I said, just keep messing with settings to get it what you want. This was an obscene amount of grain beforehand. So you don't have to go that crazy like what I was doing, you know, but noise reduction. Call me a no life. Objects easy to remove. If you want a object to be removed, there is a so on the color page there's an effect called object removal. Again, this is only for the studio version. So just put that into a node, go into the power windows, and create a mask of whatever object you're trying to remove. You're gonna have to track that mask forwards and backwards. All these settings are pretty self-explanatory, right? If we hit show mask overlay, it's going to highlight the mask. This is the thing that we're trying to remove. And honestly, if you have a tighter mask, it's going to look a little bit better. Another thing you could do also while creating this mask is bump up the softness, or like that soft edge. I've found some pretty good results with that. And then scene analysis. Oh, crap. I forgot. Stop. I don't know where I was. Okay. I'm just going to cut out this like one frame, just so that doesn't happen again. Assume no motion. That's what I'm just doing right now because I'm not going to move. Oh, did you hear that? My mic messed up. Assume no motion because I'm not going to do any more frames in this. If we hit this highlights, oh, well, actually, let me back up. You can kind of see, I deleted it. We can kind of see on our node right here, the spike, right? If we hit highlights, should show us, or not, I don't know. Either way, build a clean plate. There you go. It's gone. But like I said, you have to track that mask, and it's good for this because we're not moving, but when things start moving, it can get a little weird. So yeah, mask everything out, long to close, added gradient black and white map to it. Not totally accurate, but my edit didn't need to be that accurate. Wow, man, that had to have been a lot of work. Before I upgraded to Davinci Resolve, I did something similar to that, or upgraded to the studio version. I did something similar to that. Not the entire scene. I did like 3 pieces. You have a low resource PC. No problem editing 1080p, but I do have problems when I add voice isolation to a video with music. It stutters a bit. Do you know how I could fix that? You just gotta optimize it better. So, I mean, like, you have 8 gigabytes of RAM. That's tough, man. There's not really much you can do. I'm sorry. It's a hardware issue at that point. I think 16 gigabytes is the recommended, or the minimum. You could try changing your playback resolution to a quarter so the visuals aren't super intense, or just turning off the visuals alone. But yeah, man, the 8 gigabytes. So wait, Daniel, you had to mask out the entire screen. Were things like moving around and stuff like that? Or was it a stationary shot? How does it replace the texture behind the object? What the fuck? How? So it's AI technology. That's it. It's able to see the stuff around this. Why is this not working? It's similar to what's the After Effects version of this? The in painting? I think in painting is what Runway calls it. But it's able to figure out what's going on. Like the entire B site of Icebox. Oh god. Yeah, 16 gigabytes of RAM it's not good anymore. Everything requires 16 gigabytes. So if you want to, let's say edit and then listen to music, you kind of have to like edit or listen to music. It kind of sucks. But I mean, at the same time, it's cool because like everything is getting better. So just sucks because like you kind of have to have 32. But then things are becoming, you have to have 32 gigabytes of RAM. So then like 64s become the standard. Like, ugh. Upgrades, people, upgrades. What resolution do I edit at? 1080. 1080p. I record in 1080p. And then I edit in 1080p. Ugh, excuse me. What was I gonna say? I do sometimes upscale my videos to 4K. But I never edit in 4K. I don't even play in 4K. Like I said, just everything's in 1080p. I finish my video, and then I'll upscale the entire video to 4K. How do you make it seem so smooth, like the colors and stuff? I don't know what you mean by that. Like the colors seem smooth. Are you talking about like the motion blur that I add to the videos? moving, but not that much since I ease out of remap. Oh, okay. How can I put effects on a video after giving the object effect? Wait, after giving the object mask. What? Wait, I'm sorry, I'm confused. Are you talking about the object mask removal thing that I just showed? I have the studio version. How can I remove the background to apply VFX? Rotoscope. You have the studio version and you want to remove the background. You go to Fusion. There is a tool called Magic Mask. So shift space, bring up the select tool page, Magic Mask. You can just make a couple lines like that, and that will rotoscope the majority of it. There we go. You can switch it to better. Obviously, gives you a better result. If I zoom in here, you can see I mean, it's not perfect, so just gotta keep making some lines. We have this right here. It's not supposed to be there. Subtract. That'll get rid of it. Another thing you could do after you have everything tracked is you would go to matte, and there's threshold. Threshold will adjust. Oh, I think I have to track a couple. I'm just gonna track one frame. So matte threshold adjusts the edges, so we can see how we have some of this stuff missing, like it's transparent. If I bring down this high threshold, some of it starts coming back. At least at the tip of the gun, but obviously too much of it comes back. So we could bring up the threshold, or bring up the lower threshold. That'll fix a lot of the problems. And then gamma, further refine it. So that's how you could remove the background. I don't know what background you're trying to remove though. But yeah. Bro can't even just edit. That's all right, man. I've realized that I can't really edit on stream. Like if I wanted to make a montage, I really can't, for two reasons. One, obviously answering questions and whatnot. But number two, the music that I want to use, it's always copyrighted. So I don't want to listen to that on stream, and then the stream gets in trouble. You know, it's bleh. Bun, good morning. It's actually nighttime here, but good morning to you. Ever consider editing COD or a game that has tools for editing? Yeah, all the time. I just don't like COD. I think I talked about this earlier about why I don't like COD, but it just feels very basic. And then from what I've heard, I haven't played the newest Warzone 2, but they got rid of movement in it, and that's poopy. That's why I like Apex. I've played COD recently, within like the past year, and it felt very basic compared to other shooters. Like it's just very casual. So 5 a.m. there. Wow, you're up early, man. How to fast cut process? I really don't know, man. I make a lot of short form content, so if you're trying to cut up a whole lot of video, I don't know, man. Very tedious work. That's why I don't do it. You want to see the result of the depth map? I can send a pic in your Discord if you want. Of course. How can do the walls move? How can I do the walls move? What? Gabriel, I'm not entirely sure about the effect you're talking about. This isn't, wait, is this an effect or what? Is the pro version worth getting? Absolutely, man. It is so much better than the free version. I mean, the free version of Davinci Resolve alone is really good because you have access to basically everything. And the things that you don't have access to, like the AI rotoscoping, like magic mask, right? You don't have that in the free version. You can do it for free though. I have a video about it. Use a website called Runway ML. It just takes a little bit longer to use the free stuff, right? The workflow is going to take you a little bit longer. But if you're just learning Davinci, don't upgrade. You don't know if you're gonna like editing or if you even like Davinci. So yeah. CGA, man, you are just the best. No, you are. The effects, like your videos, walls come in from the sides of the building, entire scene. I see in your videos. Oh, okay. Like the, I have a video about that. If you want something more in depth, but basically, take a screenshot of whatever you're trying to do. So just right click, save image, you create a fusion composition. And this is the part that sucks. You have to create a bunch of copies of it or whatever you're trying to mask out. So let's say I want to mask out the gun. I would drop in a polygon node, connect it here, and then mask out the gun. So obviously spend more time than that. And now you need to animate the gun coming in. So what you would do is you drop in a transform node, add some keyframes, and now you can move it up and down, left and right, diagonal, however you want to do it. That's it. You could mess with the curves and the spline. Like I said earlier, I have a tutorial on it. If you just go to my channel, look up Jigsaw Transition, you'll find it. With the free version, my GPU is not decoding or something, right? Maybe? I'm gonna be honest, as when it comes to like the technical side of things, I'm dumb. I think I'll upgrade once I fully understand Fusion and have the money. Trying to start making money editing, currently edit for my uni esports org and British esports, but both free jobs. Well, one thing, I mean, it's not good to pay in experience or exposure. Don't ever accept a job like that. But I mean, it's not a bad thing at the same time. Once you get more experience, because you're the only reason why I say that is because you say you're learning Fusion, so that's great, man. What's also great is that should give you the confidence to take commission work, and then you can save up and buy the studio version with the money you earn from editing. Okay, I'll check. It's in chat. Sorry, I was looking at everything else. Whoa, wait, no. I thought you said it was an icebox. Am I looking at the wrong thing? This is a screenshot from Breeze. I mean, it looks awesome. But this does look like it's from Breeze. I just want to make sure I'm looking at the right thing. By the way, this is what he was talking about. Very fancy looking. Now, before I like ask a million questions about this, I just want to make sure it's actually it. Okay, so was it on Breeze, Daniel? Okay. So is this these particles, are these an overlay or did you make them? Like, did you get like a green screen? Like, this is something I've done in the past, is like get like a green screen video and you just key out the green, the particles. Okay. I want to learn more about the 3D side of things in Fusion to create these particles, because I don't quite understand it. I've tried it in the past and I don't understand. I don't understand what I'm doing. Hold up. Okay. Sorry, I was looking at the Discord. Right, it looks really good. This is what I was talking about. Making those particles. I've tried, and this is where I get. So like I know a little bit. Okay, so we get this P emitter. We get this merge. I don't even think you need to use that. But then we get the P render, and I think we can connect it. Okay, we got particles here. We could play this, and I think the particles, they start spawning, right? That's not what we want. We want the particles to be bigger. That just increases the number. The velocity, we want them to go from one side to the other. So I can do that. Maybe that's all I need to do. No, I don't know how to. Did I just do it? They need to be bigger. I had a soft glow. Wait a minute. Am I making it right now? Hold on. What's going on here? Did I just become a genius out of nowhere? Add a background to this so we can actually see. I'll put this under. Okay, that's not bad. I want to make the particles bigger though. I don't know how to do that. 3D Fusion hurts your brain. It hurts my brain too. By the get Vegas edit. I mean, I'm not gonna say it's a mistake. I'm just saying there's not a lot of people using Vegas to edit. Why do I prefer Davinci over other software? The free version is more powerful than almost every paid for software. And then the paid version of Davinci is on par with like After Effects, Premiere Pro. So the advantage to it is that it's a one-time payment, unlike Adobe where it's a subscription based. People will say, oh, just crack it. I'm not going to crack it. Okay, I don't want to accidentally download a virus or have just a corrupt version of it that doesn't run well. Like I make a lot of edits. I don't want to be frustrated troubleshooting constantly. And Davinci just runs super smooth. So P emitter. No, turbulence. Or P turbulence. I know that. That'll add some variety here. And want the Y strength or is it the Z strength? One of the strengths? I just don't. I don't know how to make the size bigger. That's the biggest problem. And I don't know how to make the shape of it different. Node called S. Okay, we'll try that. No, wait. Okay, well, hold on. I'll try that. I do remember using this one time. Where do you connect this to, though? You connect it to the render? With S render? Maybe, trying to figure out how to make particles. Where do I connect it to? Go to style. Wait, do I have to choose the style of it? No. Slot. I don't see anything. Davinci's interface is also really good and straightforward. It is. I like nodes are kind of difficult to learn at first, but you get used to it. Like it's in my opinion a lot better than working in layers. Like the nice thing about Davinci is that you can use layers as well. Like if you want to use like a layer-based system, you could do that. But Fusion is where it's at. Editing, you delete the raw clips. How do you organize your project? Wait. Can you explain a little bit about my workflow? Here's the finishing of that. You delete the raw clips. How do you organize a project? I mean, it's just rough cut. Apply effects to clips, color grade, and that's it. I don't have like a crazy workflow or anything. At least I don't think so. Like it's not anything special. Heal esports. Wait, S render. Are you like me right now? And then wait, okay. So S render, and then go to view the S render. I am viewing the S render, am I not? That's what this is. Do I have to? No, I don't know. Change the shape. What am I changing this shape to though? Like I can't see anything. Oh! Okay. No, we got a shape now. I had it just... That was a bug. Okay. No, we got it. We got it. All I had to do was just... It was bugging out. Just messed with the border width. Bam. It was good. Good to go. How do you... Yo, do you know how to make the video result more smoother? I think what you're talking about is motion blur, which I add to like all of my videos. I go to a part that has some movement. Okay. You go into Fusion. Shift space, bring up the select tool page, type in optical flow. Zoom in here so we can see raised. And then shift space once again and type in vector motion blur. I think that's what you're talking about. I hope it is. Sorry if it's not. Okay, back into Fusion. Okay. Reconnect both nodes. There it is. There you go. Change the size. Wait. Okay, but how do I make this the particle? How do I do that? Where do I connect it? Add a transform and add a duplicate. OBS for screen capture? Yes. Would I add... Wait, what's this render? 3D render. So wait, I think... Would I add... a merge? A 3D merge? But is that what I would do? Add a 3D... Okay, I'll add a 3D transform. Where? First time seeing a VR teaching. Believe P nodes, P emitter are particles. S nodes are shapes. You're essentially creating a bunch of shapes and then using. Yes. No, I get that. I don't know, where do I connect? Where do I connect the thing? Where do I connect the S render to? Just a normal transform? No, I want it to be 3D. I know what you're talking about, where I would do this, right? And then I can like make the size super small and then mirror, and now I have it, but like it's not being affected by anything, right? Is that what you're talking about? That's not what I want. What I want is this right here. No. We want this right here. We want actual 3D space. I know the video where I learned how to do this, and I could look it up, and I've like came like that close to looking it up. I just didn't do it. Because I know there's a way. I know there's a way where I could take this shape and add it to this. I just don't know how. Maybe it's a merge 3D. Do I use merge 3D here? This is what I like doing, is where I just mess around with all these settings until I get it to look right. Oh, you know what I should do instead is, maybe that might be causing me some problems here. I do this instead. Going to part, let's start with show snow preset. No, I don't want the snow preset. I don't want to use any of the presets. Oh wait, no. If I use the preset, then I can. Okay, wait a minute. We'll go fusion, particles. I think I know what you were getting at. If I use the snow preset, there we go. Then I can look at the node tree. Okay. I can look at this node tree and figure it out. What do you do? What does this even look like, actually? It's the same thing! It's the same thing! Just moving down! What is flock? What does this do? No, okay. It's just... Ah! Okay. What if... No, because I'm going to figure this out. What if we grab another one? Like, what about Matrix? What is... Nope, not going to bother with that. What is Steam? That's got to have something. P emitter, P turbulence. Render. Camera. That's really cool. I don't even know about this. That actually looks pretty good. Should have Steam. That kind of looks like smoke. Or steam, rather. I didn't know about that. That's... Oh, this is going to open up a whole new world. What is it? Lens leaks. Particle lens leaks? What is this? Oh, it's just like animated lens leaks. Okay. Hold on. Wow. Spammed with the yo. Might be easier to start with a working tree. Yeah. I'm gonna back engineer this. 3D or multiple units just rotated. It's 3D. If I were to bring this into this, why can't I bring it into 3D space? Well, I promise you, it is in 3D space. It's depth. I just added a duplicate to the transform and then reset it a lot. And then mask out different parts of the particle in the back. I guess that's look, Daniel, I'm not saying your way is wrong, okay? I'm not doing that at all. Because it definitely does work. I know what you're doing. But that's a workaround. That's a 2D effect to look 3D. I want a 3D effect. Like if I take this away. Do I take away that? Do I? Oh God. Don't look. Portal Spawn is a really funny looking preset. I do not use plugins. Want 3D? No, you don't need to use the 3D render node if you want 3D. Like this is connected just to the merge. Even if I don't think this can connect. Maybe the particle render isn't in 3D, but I don't know. You think you got it, Daniel? Got a 3D render now. How can it be 3D? You know what? You're making a lot of sense, my man. You're making a lot of sense, but I remember doing something like this before. Like that. Or there was like the particles or something. Either way, I remember using particles in 3D space. Thing you do is without plugins? Yes, everything I do is without plugins. Is it available on free version? Most of the stuff that I use is available in the free version. Render, transform 3D to render 3D to emerge. Whoa, that was a whole, okay. So P emitter to P render to transform 3D. Okay. Transform 3D. Okay, so there's already a problem. How did you get the how did you connect these? Unless it was like that. I don't know how particles work either, man. I'm trying to figure it out. I want to learn more about this. We are going to make a cool little particle. No, I remember watching a video where the guy changed the particles. Right now they're just like pixels, but he changed it to be a specific thing. I made a Doctor Strange effect one time using that tutorial, and I remember changing it. I just can't remember. Replace the P renderer with P. I can't replace the P renderer with a render 3D. Like seriously, dude, what's going on here? We're trying to make a cool little particle effect, and no one seems to know how to do it, including myself. Bitmap? Nope. Maybe a bitmap. I don't think so though. I thought bitmaps were used for something else. I want to take this and put it somewhere. How the hell did you... Look, I tried that a dozen times. P-render? Okay, maybe if I just delete these and then I go straight into that. This... I literally have... I don't know how you did that, Daniel, but you're pranking me right now. Change the shape to a snowflake. know that change. Oh, right. Go to the snow. See, that's what I tried to do though, is look at the. I don't see anything unless it changed, because like, look, the P emitter, I know that P emitter, you can change the shape. That's where they're changing the shape here. Okay, maybe. Oh. Wait, I'm gonna leave that for reference. Maybe I'm going about this all wrong. The P emitter, right? P emitter. We change the shape. Okay, hear me out. We change the shape in here to whatever. Cube. Okay. Maybe I can scale this up. Nope, can't scale it up. Why? What was that on before? It was a sphere. Made it bigger with a sphere. Rectangle with height. So what I just checked chat. What I'm trying to do is make these particles physically bigger so that we can see them. Oh, wait. I think I did it wrong. I had the wrong thing. And then S render. Then I can plug it in. Oh wait, it's kind of coming back to me now. I think it was at the bitmap, maybe? Do you remember how to do it? Style? Was it in style? Oh! Oh! Nope. Where? I mean, I'm so close. Maybe it's a bitmap. I feel like, you know how much easier this would be if I just looked up a tutorial? No, I got nothing. We're at nothing. Hold on. Maybe. Okay, wait. I'm going to reset everything. And then what I'll do is I'll change it from point to bitmap, perhaps. Size control doesn't make it big enough, though. Damn it! I'm so close. Huh? What is this? Why is that? Why is it like that? Oh! Oh! Gamers. I think... I feel like we're almost there. Maybe if I... Whoa. Whoa. Ah! 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 I did it. I did it. I frickin' did it, man. Turbulence. Oh. Oh, man. Finally. Soft glow. Yeah, man. I'm all jazzed up right now. We can change the color of that. Ooh. And then look, we can take this and we can put it over the video. And now that green screen video that you were able to use in like 5 seconds, I was able to make in 45 minutes. God. I don't want to do this anymore, man. That sucked. How do I change the color of these? What if I wanted to change the color? What would I do for that? Would I change the color in one of these? Nope, that doesn't change the color. Listen, Neptune. I know it looks bad right now, okay? But we'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. We'll make it look better. How do I change? Okay, like I changed the glow color on this. That's it. I didn't actually almost threw up. I didn't actually change the color of. Would I change the color here? Looks like 2016. No. I'll make it look good. I'll make it look good. Don't you worry, okay? Don't worry. Whoa. Can you show me? Can I show you my best transition? Bab, I don't use preset transitions like that, so I'm sorry. The particle journey, yes. I gotta figure out how to change the color though. That's the next thing. Oh, color controls. Look at me now. You better believe I'm going to do something like this in the next video. They're gonna have all sorts of sizes. I'm gonna make like a. Oh, dude, and you can keyframe them. Oh. Dude, this is sick. This is sick. This is going directly into the next montage. Neptune. I don't want to talk about that. 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 Early credit. I think it was Neptune that said the bitmap. Don't worry though. You'll get a participation trophy. Bab, what am I doing? I was trying to make particles. I'm sure you've seen it before, but like they have videos where you know that you get some nice little particles going across the screen like this. I wanted to be a part of that too. Down, bring this up. Ooh. Oh God, no, that looks awful. I'm not gonna do that. It was Lars. It was Lars that did it. Lars with the bitmap. Ooh. I don't know. But you gave me the concept. You did give me the concept. My favorite particles are making it emit from the middle outwards. Wait, Neptune, are you telling me you've known how to do this the entire time? Do I have editing tutorials on my channel? Of course I do. Sorry, I just saw this. stuff that I used at it wasn't good at. Oh, Cody, thank you. Thanks, man. Thank you. Okay, guys. I figured this out. I'm going to be honest. I'm going to forget how to do it. But guess what? These streams, when I'm done, they're going to be here. Okay? We can watch this together afterwards. All right? Just use a preset. You're too dumb to figure it out. Listen, I am too. You guys had to help me. 3D stuff is hard. All right. Anyways, I got to get going. I got to pick up my girlfriend, and then we're going to go to the gym, and we're going to have a sweet-ass gym session. We're going to hit chest. It's going to be great. Thank you, everybody, for stopping by. And if you're not a part of the Discord, which I think we all are, the Discord's in the description. Check it out. Anyways, I gotta get going, so I will catch you in the next one. Goodbye.